Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily UPSC MCQ series. 14th of August, it is important question, current affair based questions, and static portion plus current affairs section is covered here, and all the issues which are in the Hindu newspaper as facts, which are there in editorials, which are there in PIV, which are there in other important newspapers and sources, we are taking here. So these lessons are coming on daily basis. 60% off is going on all these courses by StudyIQ, so it's a great opportunity. It will be there for next 2 days, and you can visit the website here. Chat section is given here. You can ask any of your query and you can call on these numbers. So Pocket News app is also trending on Google Play. You can download that. All the description you will get below the video, and all these courses, these numbers are here and you can call on them. PDF you will get here on this Facebook group, and you will also find the Telegram channels link there. So on both these sources you will get the PDF. You will follow me on Instagram too here, and here this is the link for Telegram channel. Question 1 is regarding National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority, NPPA. It implements and enforces provisions of Drug Prices Control Order, DPCO. For sure the DPCO is implemented by NPPA, and it is the body regulating medicine prices, and we all know health sector is the Ministry of Health subject, but this body is mainly working in the pharmaceutical area, and pharmaceutical area is covered under Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizer. So that's a unique thing here, and this may confuse you a lot, because NPPA and one more body which is there as BPPI, that is the nodal agency for schemes regarding the generic medicines. So that is Bureau of Pharmaceutical PSUs of India. So these are similar names, but very unique work they do. So NPPA implements the Drug Pricing Control Order, and there is a Act of Essential Commodities Act, and according to that they make some orders regarding the pricing of these authorities. Recently they decided that not more than 10% increase will be there for the neem implants, and 2 years back they lowered these neem plants prices. So it was all done by NPPA. NPPA works under Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, so it is not the Health and Family Welfare Ministry. Second is wrong, first is correct. Only one is the answer here. Please read about the NPPA and BPPI both. Next, which of the following will be useful in stubble burning management? Stubble burning is a huge concern for cities like Delhi, and every winters it becomes a choking condition, because all around the area of Delhi there are fields, and these farmers, they do not find any other way than burning the stubble there, which is a crop residue of the last crop. So they burn it every year, and every year it becomes a huge problem. Many issues, many new ways are being tried, but they are very expensive. Now what we can apply here, and which are not very expensive as methods which can manage this stubble burning issue. So contour burning, it's a physical method, but it is not applicable in this stubble burning management. Contour burning is for maintaining the soil there and preventing the soil erosion there, contour burning, and it is there practiced in the hilly areas. Okay, so it is not related with this. Second, zero tillage farming. What is zero tillage farming? Means once they harvest a crop, then some crop residues are left, and then what we need, if we need to sow the seeds for the next crop, and for that tillage is important. But in this way it is called zero tillage or no tillage farming, means tillage is not done, and these crop residues, these are left in the field, and they keep the moisture in that soil, and they also suppress the weeds in that in that field, and it will be useful for the next crop. This way is a very old way, it was practiced, but now it has become a established method. So zero tillage farming is also important here, because here they do not need to burn that stubble. Okay, so this is called zero tillage farming, and in this way residues will remain there and the next crop will be sown. Next, happy seeder technology. This is a kind of a machine which is mounted on the tractor, and what it does, suppose the rice was the last crop and the next crop is going to be the wheat one. So this particular machine, what it will do, it will lift and pull these rice straws, and it will place these seeds, wheat seeds, which is going to be the next crop in that space. So this way they do not need to burn that stubble, they do not need to remove that, and the new wheat crop will be possible, and it will save the irrigation rounds also. It will retain the moisture there in that soil, and these both B and C can be effective tools for stubble burning management. So that is the way this was there in news again. And B and C, they showed us in the report that if we compare the data with 2016, then in 2018 very less stubble burning we saw around the areas of Delhi. So this can be a great thing, and these kind of questions are highly important for UPSC prelims. So D would be the answer here, because both 2 and 3, or actually B and C, will be the right options here. Next, Aishwarya Pise was in news recently. She is not a writer, she is not an actor or a tennis player. She won a world title in motorsport recently. So she was the first Indian and first woman also from India who won this world title, and she was first, and second was the Portuguese girl there. She is Aishwarya Pise is 23-year-old Bengaluru girl, and she made India proud there by winning the first title by India. So D is the answer here, and you can see in the picture she is Aishwarya Pise. This was the event called Federation International de Motorcyclisme, FIM. Okay, and it was the women's category, and it was there in Varapalota in Hungary. So she was first there, and she was also finishing second in FIM junior category. So 2 awards she won there. Next, Saudi Arabia's Ras Al Khair and UAE's Tawila plant, they are in much highlight. Why? Because they are futuristic plants, and they are there for a reason, and actually it's a need, it's a dire need for the future. Why? Because they are not related to any mining or crude oil exploration, which is very much important in this area, but it is not related to that, and it is also not a nuclear facility. These are desalination plants. Why? Because they do not have drinking water there, so they have plants all over their coastal line. And Ras Al Khair is the biggest plant in Saudi Arabia, a capacity of 1000 million liters per day, and Tawila plant is having 900 MLD capacity. These are the biggest plants for desalination in this world, and that is the only option left with humans. Why? Because they have exploited all the groundwater, all the rivers are polluted today, and the biggest drinking water source are the glaciers which are there on the poles. So that thing is not possible for us. So only we can do is that purify the seawater and then drink it. So these are the desalination plants, and these models are being suggested for Chennai city also, where they have exploited all the groundwater. So this was in news, and C is the answer here. Remember that Ras Al Khair and Tawila plant, these are related for desalination plants, and Ras Al Khair is there in Saudi Arabia and Tawila is there in UAE. Both are very rich countries, and they can install these kind of plants, you can see, and they are also generating power there. Next, India's poor doctor population ratio is what? Because WHO standards say there must be one doctor, at least one doctor for every 1000 people, but it is not the case in India, and there is a huge scarcity on an average. If we combine both rural and urban area, there is one doctor on every 1456 people. On an average 1500 people, they are having one, but there is again a skewed ratio if we take the data of urban and rural area. 3.8:1 means where there is one doctor in rural area, there are around 4 doctors in urban area. So it's a huge gap, and it's a big problem, because no doctor wants to serve in rural areas. They all want to flock towards urban areas because earning is more, and the amenities are more, and they do not want to go to rural areas there. So D is the answer, and it's an alarming situation in India, and for that they are now allowing non-medical people to serve as community health providers in rural areas, and it is also protested heavily because this National Medical Commission bill has become an act now. So it was the main issue there. D is the answer here according to the ratio. 1456 is the India's ratio here. Okay. They are saying that many quacks will get the license today, because already the situation is that 57.3% allopathic practitioners, they are not registered under the state medical register or the national medical register there. So these may be working as quacks, or they are not qualified doctors actually. So this situation is not good for India's health sector. Next, Bar Council of India. Bar Council of India, first of all, was established by Advocates Act 1961. So it's a statutory body. Second is correct. They do not select judges there. It is the body not for the selection of the judges. There is a different process for that. It is there for judicial discipline, maintaining the work style there in these courts and all, and it also sets the standard for legal education in the country, and it grants recognition to the universities whose degree in law will serve as qualification for enrollment as advocates. So third is the right option there. Recently they brought moratorium on establishing law colleges all over the country, except the National Law University. They brought this moratorium for 3 years for all the universities, and nobody can establish law colleges for the next 3 years now. It is the decision of Bar Council of India, because many colleges they have seen without any infrastructure, without any standard, they are all fraud colleges. They are mushrooming all over the country. So 2 and 3, B is the answer here. First is the wrong option here. Okay, they do not select the subordinate courts judges. There is a separate issue going on regarding their selection. Okay, so that's the case. So 3-year moratorium on opening law colleges except National Law University, NLU. Next, chemicals which can be found in drinking water, PET bottles. PET bottles, you see, these are the PET bottles which we use normally for drinking water. So all these chemicals are found there. No, you cannot say that these are not found. There was a study, and they said that the PET bottles, they may leach all these chemicals in very harmful amounts when their temperature is rising. So this study was done by CSIR lab in Mysore, and they said that these are in controllable limits and these are not harmful levels there, although they are present, but these are not the harmful levels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all C is the answer here, and these are the polyethylene terephthalate bottles, PET bottles. Okay, this was there in the Hindu, and polyethylene terephthalate bottles they call it, and this was the analysis by CFTRI, Central Food Technological Research Institute, and it is the CSIR lab in Mysore, Karnataka. So that's the issue. One more important issue related with that can be asked, that is the issue of BPA, bisphenol A. Bisphenol A is not a naturally organic compound. It is a synthetic organic compound. It's an organic one, but it's a synthetic one, and it is used in manufacturing of PET bottles, the same bottles, but now it is not used. Why? Because these are phased out. When they found out that it can cause hormonal imbalance and even breast cancer it can cause, so they phased it out, and it is a dangerous compound for humans, BPA. So 2 and 3 is correct option. First is wrong because it is not a natural, it's a synthetic organic compound. So 2 and 3, C is the answer here. You can see C is the answer. And next, oral cancer is the most common cancer in India. No, although we are using a lot of tobaccos and all, but lung cancer is the most common cancer in India. Oral cancer is the third or second cancer. First cancer is the lung cancer, and it is related with the air pollution condition of this country. So that's a dangerous condition. Now it was the study there that more males are the victims of lung cancer and oral cancer both, and they are more at vulnerability. And cancer treatments, these were not covered under this Ayushman Bharat scheme and the Jan Arogya Yojana. Now government say we will cover it because it is very expensive, and the poor families, they cannot afford the cancer treatment, and there are many victims in the poor families now. So that's the reason, and both the statements are wrong. D, none is the answer. And you can go through this information which is there. Ayushman Bharat scheme provides coverage up to 5 lakh rupees per family per year, and now they are going to cover the cancer treatment also. So this is a great news for poor people from India. Next, Note C. Note C is located where? Between UK and France, English Channel, I asked this issue. Spain and Ireland, there is Bay of Biscay there. In Spain and UK, it is not any body there. In UK and Norway is the answer here. D is the answer, UK and Norway. Between both these countries, there is North Sea. It's an important one, Norway and UK. Here, Bay of Biscay, and it is English Channel here. So this is all for today. We will meet again tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Keep watching. It was Amit Channel.